What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with 2 days of physique update of Behrooz Tabani. So the judges could have flipped the coin at this past Pro Classics main, and Behrooz Tabani could have won that show instead of William Bonac. And I don't think anyone would have complained. In fact, most of the bodybuilding fan and the community actually had Behrooz Tabani winning the show instead of William Bonac. But the judges saw it the other way, and that show was extremely close. Only 1 point separated both these guys at both the prejudging as well as the finals. But that is in the past now, and Behrooz is ready to battle it out one more time this weekend, and that is gonna be in Italy against Nathan D'Asia. So a lot of the people actually have Nathan D'Asia winning this show instead of Behrooz Tabani. But I think people are kinda forgetting that the last time these guys competed against each other, which was at Romania Pro in the post-Olympia tour last year, where Behrooz Tabani actually came out ahead of Nathan D'Asia. In fact, he was able to beat Nathan very comfortably. And this Behrooz that we saw last weekend, that was a better version, a bigger version of what he looked like last year. And we have to keep in mind Behrooz is a very young guy. He's improving at such a fast pace. And Nathan D'Asia on the other hand, he's a veteran now. And the thing is, he has to bring his A game in all the aspects. He has to be spot on in terms of conditioning, in terms of hardness, in terms of fullness, if he wants to beat Behrooz. And structurally speaking, Behrooz Tabani is a bigger guy than Nathan. He has more weight, and that really shows on the stage. Plus, out of all the pro shows that Behrooz has done so far since 2021, the year he made his pro debut, there wasn't a single instance when Behrooz Tabani actually came in off. And we just saw him in a great conditioning in Spain as well. So it isn't gonna be that easy for Nathan to beat Behrooz Tabani, and this is definitely gonna be a battle for sure. So talking about Italy Pro, Nathan D'Asia also posted some recent physique updates just a few hours ago. And this is what we call potato lighting, meaning the worst possible lighting for physique updates. But that might very well be a strategy, and he might be playing mind games with his competition to let them think that he isn't there just yet, and he isn't gonna be on. When in fact Nathan looked so shredded even 2 weeks out of the show. Plus, this isn't the final package, and a lot will change in the next 48 hours or so. He will dry out, he will fill up more as they introduce the carbs. And I have to say, people weren't really confident in him when he was posting these raw updates leading into Flex Pro Italy last year. And then he came onto the stage and he shocked Regan Grimes. But Behrooz Tabani is a different breed. He is an altogether different animal compared to Regan. He will not give any breathing space if Nathan is not on, and his camp knows that as well. So give me your final predictions. Nathan D'Asia or Behrooz Tabani for the win. Next up, we have a 16 weeks out physique update from Urs Physique. So Urs has been extremely conscious about implementing those cheat meals even in the past, because we all know his weight just goes way up, and ever since he came into classic physique, it has been a constant struggle with him, making that weight cut off year after year. But today Urs was enjoying some good food, and I have to say the man is looking pretty damn good at the starting point of his Olympia prep, and he is always one of the most shredded guy on the stage. So we do not really have to worry about that aspect, that he won't be there in terms of conditioning. But that being said, for the very first time since the Olympia 2021, when he made his debut, Urs finds himself in a very difficult situation. We know all these guys in the first call-out have this ability to win classic physique Olympia. But in a scenario where everyone comes in at their 100%, Urs will have to fight guys like Brian Ansley, as well as Wesley Beezers, because both these guys beat him in their last contest. So Urs could drop down from 3rd in 2023 to 5th in 2024. And let's just not forget about Terrence Ruffin, who has been really quiet throughout this year. But I bet he has been working really hard in silence. He has been putting in work to present an even better package than what we saw in comparison to 2023. And other than his height, what muscle group is Terrence Ruffin really missing? He could use better arms, but they do have improved a lot in the last few years. And other than that, Terrence is so complete from every angle. So Urs Physique has to worry about that as well. And since we are talking about classic physique Mr. Olympia and all the top guys, if you look at the intensity of some of the workouts that Ramon Dino is doing at 16 weeks out of the show, it is crystal clear that Ramon Dino is on a mission this time, and he took that loss at the Arnold very personally. He was asked to bring back that Olympia level density after this year's Arnold Classic by the judges. Plus, he was told to improve his posing, improve the way he hits some of his shots. So it is highly unlikely that someone is going to shake up that top 3 with Chris, Wesley Beezers and Ramon Dino. Now, Urs does have some of the best classic lines in this division, but the question is, can he improve his back up to a point he doesn't lose so much ground in that rear double bicep. Can he improve his arms to an extent where he can stand next to guys like Ramon Dino and Behrooz? Well, we cannot really be 100% sure, but we do, however, know that he can only grow so much with that weight cap hanging over his head. Nick Walker checking in at 16 weeks out of this year's Mr. Olympia, so he is in a very comfortable position at this point. He looks to be in a great spot for 16 weeks out, and just because he had a feeling that he wasn't as crisp in terms of conditioning at the New York Pro compared to what we have seen from him in the past, he is gonna bring back that trademark, the mutant conditioning, at this upcoming Mr. Olympia, the kind of conditioning that he is always known for. So that Arnold Classic 2021, that was one of his best looks ever. So they might go back to that one. Now his legs will always be a little unbalanced from the front compared to his upper half. That can be seen not only in his front lat spread, which is like the weakest pose for Nick Walker, but also his most muscular shot as well. And we all know the most muscular is one of his strongest shots. So the rear double bicep, that is just out of this world. Nothing missing top to bottom. In my personal opinion, no one can beat Derek Lunsford in that back double bicep pose, but Nick is the only one who can match him pretty well in that shot. So this is gonna be another Mr. Olympia, where Nick Walker is gonna be counted out. And this year people have a valid reason that as a top 3 Olympian, he was unable to dominate the New York Pro lineup, the way people were expecting him to. And in fact, the way he himself was expecting to dominate that lineup, that just did not happen. And people are now very skeptical about whether he can place top 3 or not. So Nick Walker once again has to prove a lot of people wrong at this upcoming Mr. Olympia. Lastly, I have the current physique update of a retired IFBB pro, Evan Centopani, at the age of 42 years old. So Evan definitely makes it to the list of those guys who retired too early because of multiple injuries. Now he would have definitely won multiple shows. I think his win at Flex Pro Italy back in 2011 against the legend, the Blade Dexter Jackson, that was the highlight of his career. Not many people can claim that they were able to beat Dexter Jackson in his prime, but Evan did so. His last competition was the Arnold Classic 2016, where he placed 5th, and Evan continued to pursue professional bodybuilding afterwards, but he had a terrible injury back in 2017, when he was prepping for the New York Pro. He tore one of his quad and that required surgery. So he tried to make a comeback back in 2020. That was the last time Evan was serious about making a comeback. But unfortunately COVID-19 hit that year, so the New York Pro was cancelled. So starting from 2009 to 2016, he had an 8-year-long career, but he could have definitely competed more. So considering that this man retired back in 2020, Evan still looks so awesome, so great. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.